Today we talk about Terrorsaur. Alright, so I have one major gripe with this particular toy. I mentioned it in my initial Beast Wars collection video. I think it was like my third video ever where I unboxed all the toys at the same time. And my big gripe with this was it came in this fucking thing. And I didn't realize it at the time, but it makes total sense in retrospect. So I actually spent $60 fucking for this shit. $60. This cost, I believe, $4.99, less than $5 when I was a kid. I had this toy as a kid, okay, and I lost, I think, one of the pieces, so I had to re-up to renew and refresh the collection. But yeah, I was just like, why is this guy charging me $60? And I think it's two factors, but the main factor is I think he just stored it in this freaking indestructible. Like, I can't even. There's no opening here. This is kind of an opening, but you can't even like pry this open. I don't know how I'm gonna get this open. I'm gonna have to give a few things a shot, but you can see there, the guy had the ish labeled. If that's gonna focus for you guys. Well, maybe not. But it's just a stupid label. Who gives a shit? I don't really care. It's got like a barcode on it. This guy clearly is like a hardcore collector. Who thinks, and this really grinds my gears, if you will, because I mean, this is just totally unnecessary. I appreciate the fact that he kept a mint condition toy so that someone like me in the future could buy it. But at the same time, it's like this part of it is a little bit excessive. Okay, like this is when you get away from collecting for the passion of the item and more for the I don't even know what to say. I mean, there's different levels of collectors, I guess, so I don't want to knock anybody. But I'm knocking it because I own this and I can't even play with my toy. You know what I mean? It sounds so fucking stupid. Anyway, so yeah, why don't we figure out how to open this guy, and then we can figure out what to do with the toy. All right. Progress. We got a little crack in there. Very nice. This is probably actually kind of stupid, so I'm gonna find something else. Hold on. Alright, boys and girls, so we made it. We got them out the ish, and here you go. You got the lovely Beast Wars logo, plus the lovely artwork, per usual. I love how kind of, it looks very Japanese comic book-y, but I mean, how would I know? I don't really read comic books like that, but it just kind of gives me that kind of vibe, you know what I mean? But, as you see on the bottom there, you see the lovely toy in red, my favorite color. Although more of like a infrared, not like a true university red or varsity red or however they phrase it these days. But and then at the bottom you already see it's got a little bit of a sun damage already going down, but you get the gist of it down there. And of course the back with all the other toys in the line, some of which I've already discussed before. And then of course the basic instructions, which I really took for granted at the time, but it's a real blessing nowadays when you can quickly transform these guys, because the newer figures, even though they're more accurate, sometimes it's just such a hassle transforming them that it's not even fun anymore, you know what I mean? Nah, saying. So yeah, but yeah, then you get the lovely card, which I will now read for y'all as soon as I can get it to focus. I don't know why this camera doesn't like to focus on something. There we go. Read that. So, Predacon, Terrorsaur. Function, aerial combat. Striking from the sky like a demonic dragon, this organically enhanced robot warrior is seldom seen. until it's too late. Megatron personally supervised his genetically engineered creation, ensuring his devastating aerial combat efficiency. Truly a terror, he is known to ingest entire flocks of birds by flying open-mouthed through their flight pattern. This was actually in one of the episodes of Beast Wars, if I recall. Kind of funny. You see a bird just kind of like soaring beautifully along the horizon, and then this little fucker eats him right up. But yeah, so let's get him open, shall we? Ah, that is so beautiful. Ah, I love this toy already. Falling back in love with it just like it was 1995 or 96, whenever it came out. Did you notice how there's no freaking wires or anything I had to remove for this guy? So that's beautiful. But yeah, here's a detailed look at debase mode. You get a nice good look at his head there. If I can get you to focus. Come on, bro. Let me see. You see not a lot of detail to the design, but you know, I'm happy with it. And plus it's a dinosaur, which I love dinosaurs. You can't go wrong there. Sucks that he was a bad guy. Oh, and then I was mentioning briefly beforehand, I think the other reason this guy costs so much now is because there may just be fewer of these toys. So supply and demand, you know what I mean? Similar to Scorponok, if you remember from that initial unboxing I did. I want to say the reason these two toys were like astronomical elevations in price may just be because they weren't that popular of characters, let alone popular toys. So they didn't sell well, so they didn't make any extra ones, and then they killed them off the show and then moved on. So with that said, if there's not as many toys, then the series collectors who want to collect all the toys, they're going to have to pay a pretty penny. So that's what happens. But anyway, so the lovely thing about this guy is to transform him, all you got to do is lift the head, and it just goes just like that. And there's a robot head. Why ain't you focusing, bro? Maybe there's just not enough light here. That should be good enough. Yeah, there's his head. There's his feet. You just fold these down and unpeg his arms out here. Flip them around, and just like that, he's all ready to go. The problem is he also has a gun. Where the hell's the gun? Please tell me. It has to come with a gun after the frickin' Fort Knox it came in. Oh, duh, it's like right, it's right in his little backpack area there, so I gotta fish this out. Maybe a pen will work, let's see. Push his head back. Alright, come on, almost got it. Yeah, buddy. Okay. So here's his gun. Tiny little thing, you fold it out, and it's very simple, nothing crazy. But pegs into his arm like so. There it is. So I usually go with the right hand. And there you go. That's the full figure. Now he's got his gun in his hand. Ready to rock. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, really fun toy. It was very simple. I remember the day I got this as a kid, driving home, so excited to open it up. I didn't even want to open it up in the car. I wanted to wait till we got home. And I was just holding it going, yeah, a dinosaur toy and a transformer. Yeah. I was so hyped. So hyped. And you know, because at the time, $5 was much more manageable for my parents than you know, the Megatron T-Rex that was like, I think 20 at the time or 15. So this was much more reasonable for them to get for me, and I'm glad they did. But this is very show accurate, more or less, in terms of not only, well, maybe not so much in terms of his look, but the way he transforms is perfect. And the thing I used to love to do as a kid is I'd used to have them set up, the figures that were quick action transformers like this, I would have them perfectly set up in their robot modes like this, and then I would transform them back without moving the arms and shit. Pretend like all this undercarriage shit wasn't going down, and just like, you know, pretend to play with the toys, have them, you know, running, or, you know, flying around, and then when he's ready to transform, ready to go. So that was kind of my thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is Terrorsaur. You know, people have rumored that there may be a masterpiece figure in the works, and maybe due to the economics of the toy and the popularity and all that shit, it may not happen, or it could, who knows. But I wouldn't mind it at all. I mean, this is a great figure as is, but I would love to see what they would do with a masterpiece class. but really not mad at how this guy looks. So yeah, this is great. Obviously his dino head still can peek out at you and open his mouth. Yeah, the painting on it isn't too great. I know they made some repaints that looked a lot better, but you know, that's not bad. You know, not bad at all. So yeah, just stick that down, and that's pretty much it. So we're not going to drag this out too much longer. We finally put this with the rest of them, and not worry about that piece of plastic. But yeah, thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one. We out.